So satu lagi apa yang saya nak cakap sekarang saya cakap. After that I will go and type it and send to all of you. That's what I need all this because you need some time, you know. Kadang-kadang you need more info, kan. So please lah, this you know what is the kita punya business today. You all know what is our business. So sebelum saya mulakan, kalau boleh dulu, I think if we lock the door, no need, no need, tak ada orang, no event manager going to come in, otherwise dia mari tu the event manager datang.
Bring the gun, shoot us.
Because somebody called me up coming late, I put down the phone. So
Quite good turnout.
okay, shall we mula? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera. Dan siapa nak menyambut Christmas tu, ialah Happy Christmas lah. Dan those who are going to celebrate the New Year, Happy New Year also. So you all have seen that many a time we have spoken about this issue on this marathon. We have brought up and we had press conference. We have also explained every detail of it. And on top of that, Dato' Viji also the pioneer man behind to organize a marathon, who is also went and has a talk in Olympic Council where all the people are invited, event managers are invited, yet people are prepared to ignore the law, prepared to ignore the rules just because they want to make some quick money at the expense of some athlete, at the aspect of taking people's life. So today it has come to the stage where Minister has fully voiced it out, and I really appreciate YB, the Brigadier General Khairi Jamaluddin, plus the Sport Commissioner. We are quite lucky to have a Sport Commissioner also from athletic. They know how the athlete feel, how their parents feel, you know. So I think this should not happen, but it's already happened. So though we have every measure protected interest for the event manager and the athlete, at the end of the day, nobody is interested to think about these rules and this thing. They are there just because some of the enforcement, some of their godfathers are there to quickly give them a special permit to run, which should not be done, but it's already happened. I have to repeat this again, but today what we are going to say is that athletics is the sole body. MAF is a sole body to run any athletic event plus the marathons and run. So we are the expert on this event, and we are the people that can advise them, inclusive of can work along with the Sport Commissioner, yang berbahagia Dato' Zaitun Osman. She also know many times she also has given talk on this. Sport Commissioner has given talk on this, and it's attended by various companies and event manager, but they are not bothered. There are a handful of them there just to make a quick money, just for their self-interest, just for their personal gain. They are not bothered what is going to happen to the athlete, what is going to happen on the whole. End of the day, we are getting the bad name. What kind of bad name we are getting? MAF. Running event controlled by MAF. But now, MAF getting the bad name. They collect the money from the public, they postpone the event. They take away the money. Even police has tell them to return the money. Sometimes they don't bother. But we have no right, because this is non-sanctioned event. We have no right to talk to anything. But now we are going to impose very strict condition. We will notify the Sport Commissioner with all the guidelines, like how the Sport Commissioner is approving the license. We will go through the state, national body, help the event manager to get the permit. Without the permit, there is no marathon in this country, or even people who say that they want to do it a charity run. End of the day, it's not going to charity. Just prove to us. This is not going to charity. And some of them having a godfather, some or other they will try to work their ways to do the run. So all this, I think we are going to put a stop. Years back, I've written this to IGP, informing that I hope that this thing has reached the state. I reached the respective state, police, CPO or OCPD. They should have taken this necessary action. But even the police are not properly informed. I don't blame the police, but the police are not properly informed. The event managers they are very smart on this. So, end of the day, they collect so much of money. Okay, for example, the chips, which is only cost around $5 to $6, they will jack up until $11. You know, they make 50% from the chip. If there is 30,000 runners, you will make $30,000 times 5. How much money you going to make? But just to pay a small sanction fees to the respective affiliate for the development, they don't want. So that is why we are here today. We have to explain to you what we are going to come up with. Number one, we are going to come up with a clear guideline, which we already briefed them, but we cannot. We're going to come up with a clear guideline that will be approved by the Sport Commissioner. I'm sure Sport Commissioner will look into it. We'll come out with clear guideline. Example, if not every Tom, Dick and Harry can be an event manager to organize an event. They must have good background. They must be a reputable person, and he must also have a company that is a substantial financial background and experience. Then we will try to look into give to this company. Otherwise, everybody will come, just plant and just make a small canopy and then tell I can organize a marathon. No, we are going to look into that. We have to. So probably MAU may come out with the advice of the Sport Commissioner to license some event manager. They have to license. Okay. Number two is that this format which we are going to prepare is just for the state AA and the MAF. Before they do any run in the state, they should go through the state AA to get the expertise of the officials, the technical official. When come to full marathon, half marathon, it is a MAU affair because it's involved international athlete. So we cannot compromise it. Tomorrow the athlete, the prize money are not given. It is so much so it's happened to a local. If it's happened to an international, then I think our name will be just highlighted everywhere. So we have to protect all this. So when come to full marathon and half marathon with the name of international, it will come to MAF. That means the state will process, send a document to MAF. MAF will process, send to Sport Commissioner to get a sanction. Otherwise, no, we are not going to agree. I also fully support our Sport Minister as well as Sport Commissioner, Yang Berbahagia Dato' Zaitun Osman. I heard through the newspaper they're going to make a police report, and I also instructed Selangor AA to make a police report. Later they will tell you why. Why? Because this incident happened in Selangor, and it is also affect the Selangor, and Selangor completely told that they have nothing to do with this marathon. They have nobody has approached them, and none of their technical officials has been officiating in this event. Technical officials. The other thing is that any MAU qualified technical official did not go to the state, whether they wear the uniform or they never wear the uniform. Regardless of that, we may suspend them, or even we will take stern action to the extent of giving them life. we will create a special listing for the marathon that all the listed officials from the national can be officiating. From the state, from the national body, the list. Other than that, they cannot officiate. If they officiate, that means they are, they are not the MAF official. If they do, that is illegal. So purely to avoid this illegal run, so let me explain to you. Number one is that, as I have mentioned to you, that MAF is the only body in Malaysia, sole authority to advise the sport commissioner on control and regulate staging of the run, road races and international marathon, plus half marathon, as per the IAAF competition rule, which has been currently enforced. Okay, we have already notified them. Other than MAF marathon, affiliate members can also organize runs in the state. That is also must go to the state. Must go to the state. Affiliates, prior to organize any competition, MAF affiliate, they must, if there is a necessity to obtain sanction from sport commissioner for certain runs, then they have to obtain. There is no such thing, they do it themselves. They have to obtain. As I mentioned just now, the event manager is his main objective is that to make some quick money. Sometimes even they use government missionaries to run this event. They use government missionary. Mana ni dia gunakan nama seseorang, nama penguat kuasa tu. They tell they got our license, they good, they can do the run. So ini kita we want to stop. There is no government missionary or any enforcement, whether it's a municipal or whether it's a bandaraya or whatever is that, to sanction or give license to organize this run. No, only sport commissioner. Very loud and clear. Only sport commissioner. The moment they collect the money from the athlete should be protected in all angles. I don't know whether they have insured for this athlete also who have run there. That is okay. And this should be also notified to the sport commissioner. Should be notified by the sport commissioner and should be agreed by the sport commissioner, and then only the run can kick off. The detail of the every event organizer should be notified to the sport commissioner. Detail. Kadang-kadang dia sitos lah, dia bankruptcy lah, all these directors semua kita mau tahu. So we want to stop that. Suspended event management organizer or any individual, as I mentioned to you, whether they are sitos or bankruptcy or whatever is that, we will display it in the website. So now the athlete should take note on this seriously supaya jangan diperangkap. Don't be trapped by all these people. They just show all this attraction. National athletes who are taking part in this illegal run, we will also question them and we will give them a show cause letter before we can take any further action. I know that some of the national athletes, kadang-kadang, they want to make some run money during the weekend. we will also notify all these government agency, especially PDRM, once again, that what are the requirements that needed before the police even give them a permit to run the event. So that means they have to obtain sport commissioner license before they can even run the marathon. So not just that they can come and say that I already obtained something from the sport commissioner, obtained from the state AA, I already obtained from the national body. They can go and take this letter. No, I send this letter to the sport commissioner. Please take note. Every day, any event organizer, I send a letter to the sport commissioner, but it's still subject to sport commissioner to approve if she certified with the requirement. So until then, no. So that is why we always advise the event manager, take at least 1 year in advance, not 2-3 months they quickly want to do a run. So this we are not going to be responsible for it, and we will we will seek the necessary this thing. Of course, we are quite saddened against the 44 years old Elvin Ang, what has happened to her. But we in MAF, we will protect their family or whoever are going to take up this matter. We will protect them in the sense that we will give them support them, so that this matter the proper person should be brought to the book. Takat tu juga. So saya cuma tak nak cerita other things. Of course I mentioned tadi some of the issues, like why this event manager we don't recognize them, because there are cases they have this marathon, there's no doping conducted, no medical doctor. In case of emergency, nothing has been provided. They just run and they just carry on the run, and they make the quick money. And sometimes they promise prizes. There were prizes also not given. That's why you see happen in the Penang Bridge run. So a lot of things are taking place. So kita cuma we want to bind everything together and make sure that we want to have clear, transparent, and to safeguard the interest of the athlete. Tu je. So, as I mentioned to you very clearly just now, we will draw up all the guidelines very clearly, get it endorsed. We will send to the sport commissioner, and before we can start, this will happen by 1st January itself. You all will have a copy also, so they can download it, or even we can give them a copy from the HQ. They have to apply for this. So now I just want to allow our Encik Rahim, as our secretary of Selangor AA, and let him say something, because this event took place in Selangor and he should be responsible for something. But now let him say what has really transpired. Yeah, Encik Rahim.
Dato' President, members of the press, thank you. As we all are aware, it is a very sad day for all of us that the thing in Klang has happened. But to be very honest with you, this could have been avoided if what Dato' Karim said happened. That is, if the event manager or whoever, organizers, came to us, POS, or came to MAF and get the sanction. But unfortunately, until the very day of the event, POS, myself, and my Dato' President, Mr. Muti here, did not know what was happening. So they just brush us aside and they don't bother to inform. I read about all this only in the press. Surprising. As a secretary, I should know what is happening in my state. But unfortunately, there are event managers who hide things. Now here, I would like to put a stop to this event manager with the permission of Dato' Karim and all that, by telling what actually happened with the event manager. This event manager gentlemen, they came and they go. They collected the money, they go away. They don't bother to take care. Now why are we so busybody or taking care or want to know or want to stop all these event managers? Actually, gentlemen, we are not stopping them. We have no business to start them. But they must follow our rules and regulations. We have had our Dato' Wiji make a press statement, very lengthy one, but nothing come out of it. He has got the letter, we gave to them everything, but they still insist. There was on one occasion that I called up the event manager, a very big event they want to do, but they said, why are you so busybody? Why are you so bothered? At that time, last year, when this thing hasn't come up yet. So I told them, what you're doing is wrong. They said, you go ahead and sue, then we will counter sue. That was what told by the event manager to me. Just all of you imagine that. Can they say that? Yes, they can say that because they do not know. I don't know whether they know the rules and regulations or they're just keeping us aside. That I'm sorry, I can't tell you. Alright, now as we go along, these event managers has got the courage to run the event on their own by using, gentlemen, ladies, by using schoolboys and schoolgirls. They put at 4:30 a.m. the schoolboys at the checkpoint. All by themselves, schoolboys and schoolgirls. What happened? If they were kidnapped or if they were raped, who's going to be held responsible? Then they will come running to us. Right? What about the checkpoint? Okay. What about the mobile? They will also send these fellas by paying them 20 ringgit or 30 ringgit. When they come to us, if they take us as what you call this mobile charges and all that, by having the sanction, we will not impose a very high payment. No. All we want to do is get sanction and help them. Why do we insist? Right? You must understand why do we insist on this thing. The fact is that if we take over, we are there. I'm not saying that we are the divine, but with God's help, inshallah, we take care of all the root problems. There won't be any people running away from the root. It has happened in big event marathon. They go all over wrong place. So they came back and whom do they complain? The press, if the athlete doesn't know better, they would have come down and complained the association. But if they know that it is not sanctioned, then they will not come to us. So if you go on the wrong road, it has happened that you fight among themselves. What happened then? All these things, they do not understand. So, other than making money, like Dato' Karim was telling us, they also do something that is illegal. There are clauses already set in the Sports Commissioner's manifesto, but sometimes these people don't bother. I have got an occasion where the latest, the latest, latest one, Mr. Lee, they're going to do the 14th that was cancelled.
Yeah, that's cancelled,
Alright.
but they are postponing it.
That Mr. Koo, I can quote here, came to me and asked me for the sanction. I told him no. I am nobody. You can go and talk to the MAF, what you call the MAF president, then let him decide. He wants to have it, and he told me very frankly that there is nothing in the sports section saying that they cannot run the event. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That means to say that they are overlapping us. They know better. Well, I won't comment on that. That's what he told me, so I'm putting it to you. Alright, I would like to stress here that we, POS or any sports association like Datuk says now, we are not out there, we are not coming out to make money. We just ask for a minimal payment for the official coming at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, and a little bit to put in our coffers. That's all. We are not making money, but they can make money. They make money. How do they make money? I don't have to repeat. You all know, gentlemen, how they make money? By the what we call chips and all these things that they do. So we want them to understand, work together. We are helping out. I'm not saying that all event managers are bad. No, there are good ones. They come to us. They ask us when we have that. So I hope that please put that in the press. Says that we say that when they come to us, we will be helping them for the benefit, promoting of sport. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Okay, terima kasih Rahim. Rahim, the other thing is that you must know in 1982, the Sport Act has been introduced, and this was earlier on was accepted by Olympic Council of Malaysia and National Sport Association. That's the only act. There is no such thing as Majlis Perbandaran or PDRM can approve marathons. There's no such thing. The only body that can approve marathon in this country is the Sport Commissioner. You have to comply to that. We accepted that act, and now there are people who are just ignoring. So ignoring is not an excuse, you know. So you drive a car and tell you don't need to take a driving license. That is not an excuse. So they must respect the act, the Government Act, 1972 Government Act. So this they must respect. If they don't respect, then they should be brought to the book. They should be brought to the book. So now I would like to tell the pioneer marathon organizer, BG. So you see, there are a lot of marathon coming into this here, and he also part and parcel of this M-Bank marathon and what is Standard Chartered marathon. So I now leave Dr. BG to say a few words.
Selamat petang, selamat petang. And Dr. President, sir, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let us join together and pray for a fast recovery of this girl. That's very, very important. Let us show our concern to this girl. That the MAU, although was not involved, but we are very concerned about the safety. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know, they already spoken enough. I'll go to certain points. Various papers, in fact, has been submitted under the subject of control of runs in Malaysia. That was 2 years ago, Tony, or 2 years ago, 2015. I was presented this paper with the concern of the MAU. At that time, when I presented this paper, for the small man presenting a paper, OCM taught me. I know there was one, I was even embarrassed for presenting a paper for a good cause for the country. One affiliate was me, hey, you don't come and cry here, you know. You go to the right platform and cry, because I'm presenting a paper to OCM delegate who got nothing to do with the control of rights. So this exactly happened. I was embarrassed. I took this very nicely, but I kept on pressurizing for control of events. And I had a good support from the MA. So to say that we have not acted is not the right thing. Points on the control of runs, I like this. MAU has got more than sufficient facts and procedures in their store. In the control of runs, particularly full marathon and half a marathon, to various paper discussion with OCM and the MAU Council. This paper submitted under the subject of control of runs in Malaysia has been tabled at many levels. But unfortunately, in here, take this part. But unfortunately, findings and practical procedures recommended in this paper is not moving. As what? What's the reason? As we did not draw the attention of Sports Commissioner this paper, we did not. That is the fault we have done. If only we have drawn the attention of Sports Commissioner in the procedures, I think we would have made some improvements here in Dalan. Now the paper that was submitted was not only submitted by me, my fellow state secretaries, Negeri Sembilan, Pahang, Penang, also submitted their recommendations in this paper that I circulated. This paper draws the role of the commissioner, the role of the venue owner, the role of the traffic police, and the suppliers of chip system. All this identify what is their role, what they should not do. But of course, it's not been done, you see. So that there are various steps to follow. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay, I won't go into a lot of details, too many pages. Those of you who are interested in my findings, please leave your email address. We will email to you. So quite a number of findings here. But however, I like to draw certain recommendations. Recommendation number 1 is, to me, register all these event managers, either by the registrar of sports commissioner, or they be registered, only recognized legally by the sports commissioner or the MAU is to be allowed to run the events. That's my recommendation. I hope it's not too big for the commissioners to think like. Right? This one. The other one is register all the chip system people. They are the cause of a lot of problems. You know why? The chip system is doing the work of the technical official. So why should I get a technical official? So therefore, register all the chip system people, ask them to be part of the MAU. So we will have a better control. We are talking about control, I'm not talking about safety. I'm talking about control now. Control. So when you register them, they will go and tell the event manager, hey, please go to MAU for their approval before I come in. So register these 2 people for a start. Right? The other recommendation I would like to make is very important. My proposal is permanent circuits. Don't have circuits every corner. Don't have go everywhere, every day, every Saturday, Sunday. This road is closed, that road is closed, all the roads are closed. Where do the embarrassment the people are facing? So organizers somehow convinces the authorities to prove new routes which runs through the center of the city with too many junctions and bypasses causing huge traffic problems. So my recommendation, I wish to recommend 1 or 2 permanent routes in which to conduct the runs, as public will get used to road closure and avoid roads on these fixed permanent routes. This is one recommendation. I will be talking to the president. Then the other one is, anyone using international will be referred to the sport. You see, only when you use the run is international, you refer to the cross commissioner. It should be any run. The protective rules should be for control should be for any run. Any run, as long as it is a run, it should be the attention of the sports commissioner should be drawn. Nowadays, I understand the rule. They are arguing on this. I heard this from one of the Rangawana. They are arguing on this rule. International events. See how they are running away from the facts. International events only you need sports commissioners. Is it true or not true? We don't know. But I feel any runs, if that is a rule like that, that rule needs an immediate attention. That any rule is to be, any run is to be sanctioned by the sports commissioner through the Malaysian Athletic Union. And finally, I don't know, because you need a lot of questions to ask. What is the immediate action to be taken now? Call for an immediate dialogue session with the sports commissioner. to give her the inputs that she requires. before the thinking of amendment to the constitution, they're thinking of amendment. I come across the minister has made some amendment, but they would not know the practical problems that we are facing. So we want to give them the practical problems before they decide on amending the rules. They're coming with 500,000 instead of 5,000 now. I don't know it's practical or not. But that's what I feel. They should call MAU with the sports commissioner. We give our input. What is the problem? Exact problem is happening. Like those days, ladies, Dato is here. Dato rang you up just now. Asked you to come. Those days, the sports commissioner, those days, when you have a run,
Dato.
come. When you have a run, the police will refer the application to the state AAs. Those days dulu when I was a small boy, put to the state AAs. And the state AAs will then say, we Lulus, we are not happy with the route. The route is very dangerous. But that is not the practice now. That is not the practice. So we have to go back to this kind of practice. Only owner, for example, as long as, I don't know where they, some many owners, as long as the call comes the VIP, sorry I have to say this, I'm very emotional. Pardon me for being emotional. As long as the call comes, I ring up, I cannot get. When VIP ring up, they'll get the venue. Somehow they'll get it. This kind of things, Venue owners should not give the approval for use of the venue unless the letter has come from the sports commissioner through the effort, through the recommendation of the MAU. Then you can, I feel, then we can really control. For many years, we have been talking and talking and talking, but unfortunately, we are not, our lifestyle, I suppose that's a lifestyle. Well, we talk a lot, but in the end, no action is taken. But now it's a wake-up call. Let's wake up. Put an end to this tsunami of runs that's been conducted without looking into the safety of the runners. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Dato Viji. I think just now I mentioned to you when the Sport Act was introduced, Olympic Council has informed all the NSCA, and NSCA also know about this act, and we have endorsed it. Now I just want our former secretary, when the Sport Act was introduced, Dato Sia Kok Chee, let him say a few words on this act as well as on these runs to protect the interests of the athlete. Dato Sia.
Anyway, thank you, Dato Karim. Actually, I'm here only as an interested party because in the past, Dato Viji and Dato Karim and I, we have discussed this problem many times, and we also held a seminar on why there should be a little bit more, not say control, but more coordination on these runs. And I all the time felt that what happened was just waiting to happen only. We were lucky so far, nothing happened, but then last Sunday an accident happened. And I was all the time very worried, and I did emphasize that safety is the most important thing. So I hope our poor runner will recover soon, and then she will be fully fit again. But as what Dato Viji said, there are many people who have different ideas. Some people say that sports should be open. Well, we agree, sports should be open. I think Dato Viji also never said that he should control or MAF to control. What we said is to have some coordination, to have an understanding who is supposed to be responsible for what. Now, but the problem is that sometimes some people are very, very smart. They go to one person and say one story, and then they go to another person and say another story, and then they go to the third person and say another story. So then the three persons will believe what he said. So I would think that today, what Dato Zaiton has proposed is very good. I hope, but the problem is that the Sports Commissioner's office is short-handed. They are trying to do too many things. So perhaps they should look for a solution. Maybe appoint an MAF or somebody to do the technical aspect, because they are the best people to know who are the runners and what they want, and then give them a recommendation, and then they can make the decision. The approving authority will still be the Sports Commissioner, but not the MAF. But at the same time, I think there should also be some publicity to say whether this run is approved or not approved. What are the runs? I think now with the internet, the information should be more readily available to the runners. So they should put in the website what are the runs next week, approved or not approved or not approved. Or those not approved should not be in the website. That means that you all don't take part. If you take part, you're at your own risk. So those approved by the sports commissioner should be all on the website, and then everybody knows which are the sanctioned competitions and which are the non-sanctioned competitions. And there must be a little bit more. I think that there should be some, to me, some preservation of standards and of organization and athletes. What I feel very sad is that we are running every day, every week, thousands people run, but at SEA Games you don't even have one woman runner for the marathon, not one woman runner for the 10,000, not one woman for the 5K, and not one woman for the steeplechase. Sorry. So what's the point? Are we running for fun or do selfie, or are we running for Malaysia? So this is something which MAF also has to think about. That one of the objectives is to make sure that we have good runners qualifying for Olympic Games, qualifying for Asian Games, qualifying for Commonwealth Games. Not we have all these runners and then can knock down my cars or whatever it is. So I think that's all I have to say. I wish the Sports Commissioner good luck, also MAF and all the athletics people to try to do something. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dato'. I just want to add on what Dato' Sia told. The Sport Commissioner has already released in the website what are the runs 2 days ago. 2 days already released. But those are not released, that means they are not sanctioned yet. But it will be sanctioned maybe in January or whatever. I think they already done. 2 days ago they have already done it. I think you want, I can just I can forward to you later also what are the events. So, but that is one of the point. The other thing is that the national body are really in the big dilemma. You know why? We are, like now I am in the different capacity. I am in Asia as well as IWF, and anything goes wrong in this kind of run and illegal activity, I have to answer there, and I cannot answer myself alone. I cannot go and explain to them and tell that they did it illegally, this, that, So to avoid all that, we want to have a proper guideline, proper paper, go through a proper channel and do it in the clean manner and certify them. As what Mr. Rahim told, that we are not against the event manager, but we want to work to them to have a better competition to safeguard the athlete interest and the athlete life. Only that, So dengan tu saya rasa saya habislah my distinct. Kalau ada siapa-siapa nak tambah, Govin. Dato' betul? Okay. So now we just give 10 minutes questionnaire. Lepas tu we adjourn for coffee house. Yeah.
One question though.
I know what you're going to ask.
Dr. Vijay said, and you also have said that 2 or 2.5 years ago you had a forum. You have already came out in paper. But why did it take you 2.5 years to even go ahead with the thing? I mean, what was stumbling block? He said he did not go to the sports commissioner's office, but everything was already in place and everything is, I think, perfect. But why did it take so long to implement until another strategy happened and then now you want to bring up this? All you've said is the same thing you said 2.5 years ago. What was the stumbling block?
No, it is not to say that why it take too long, It is, as long as we are concerned, we have already have a seminar, we already briefed the council, we already briefed the athlete, but the athlete and the athlete are not like a policeman to carry the handcuff to go and arrest them. They cannot control because they are told, who are you? What you can do. So these are the argument has taken place. So they don't want to end up with legal battle. So we are slowly taking extra measure one by one, step by step to do it. So before that, this incident has taken place. So even the Sport Act was introduced in 1972?
No, 1997.
1997, and it was imposed fully imposed?
1998.
98, sorry, 72 lah. 98, correct lah. So even it takes some time, you know. So we are trying our level best. Perhaps I agree to you, lah. You know why it takes so long. So now with this kind of guideline instruction endorsed by the Sport Commissioner, I think we are going to give to all government agency and make sure that that is implemented.
But if you see you have these problems in the last 2.5 years, how different is it going to be now? It's going to be the same problems facing you.
I can answer. No, I think I'll answer the question. Something serious has happened. All the government agencies will wake up now that they are not supposed to do things without the knowledge of Sports Commissioner. But the only thing is, as I used to say, the Sports Commissioner's office is not definitely aware of all this. They only get involved when such a serious thing happens. That is the problem.
So my correction tadi 1972 tu Sport Ministry was formed. By the 82 baru betul-betul ada MSN semua kan. So Sport Act is 1970, 99, 97. Sorry correction jangan nanti pula.
No, actually, Dato' Karim is too young. He needs an old man like me to tell you some history. Actually, before that, running was not so popular. But only in the last 10 or 15 years, running has become very popular.
1984 onwards, after the KL Ironbank International.
And then the Sports Act came in 1997, and first started 1998, and then. But the Sports Commissioner's role was not supposed to monitor events. They were supposed to look after the sports associations. National Sports Association, they have hundreds of sports associations to check. So actually, this one is extra work put in the Sports Act. So in a way, they are not ready also, because they don't have the technical expertise. And then there's also the other thing is that should you stop people from living a healthy, active lifestyle? So there is two contradicting objectives. You try to stop, people will say why. You don't stop, it can happen accident. So far, luckily, no accident except this one. So it's about time. I think it's correct. Now even the minister is very, very, very keen to do something. So it's better late than never. I think this is a good chance. That's why Dato' Karim conducted this media conference to tell that let's do it now. So follow Nike, so let's do it
now.
So you are going to make a reporter? Huh?
Yes.
We have to make a report just to
Because
clear
these
your
things
place.
is already happened in Selangor, so at least we have to take some action on that.
Please say it. So Selangor is prepared to make the police report because it's happened in Selangor to clear there. Because otherwise tomorrow a lot of implication will come in. So Selangor okay
Yeah.
So ada siapa-siapa ni? Yeah, I think you have to speak louder.
Dato' Viji mentioned something very interesting earlier. He said in the past, police would usually go to the state AAA to ask and see
Went through the route.
Yeah, the route and
Not now.
all that. But today, in Klang, we've noticed that they close roads for an illegal event. So I know that it is not, you can't tell them to say anything, but perhaps you can just politely advise the police to please make sure that they speak to the state AAs or the national body.
We have already written to IGP 2 years ago.
No, okay, that's
Okay,
good.
now we will try to put it very clear to them. The sole authority to run this kind of run is only Sport Commissioner. Without that, they should not approve any permit. So we will send to all the police, send to PDRM and let them channel to all the state.
Are you trying to say that the Sports Commissioner is the sanctioning body for you?
No, the
In the
permit.
Sports Act, it doesn't provide the Sports Commissioner to give sanction. Only for international events.
No, licensing.
No.
No.
They don't have the power. Unless you amend the Act.
Yeah, I just wanted to say this. Yeah.
No, I think when what the just said, Sports Commissioner has got a lot of things on the plate now. Not only athletics, but a lot of things. They are piled with work, and then now they're saying you need to get 90 days before you get a license. Now, what Satwan said and what is in the act is right. If it is international event, then you go to to the commissioner because it involves international parties coming in. But if it is local runs, I think the MAF and the state AA should be the authority to give the district. I mean, that is good enough. Because why they go to MAF is that they want to check on the background of.
Then after we discuss with the sport commissioner, we'll see whether any. But as far as MAU is concerned, we have clearly spelled the running of all these international runs and road races is controlled by. It is already in our rule. It's already passed in the sport commissioner, and we also have the bylaw to say that what are the things. But I agree to you, but we will try to clarify this matter with the sport commissioner and put things in the perspective order. Because the most important thing is that we have to safeguard the interests of the every individual who pay the money to participate, not to pay their money to lose their life.
No, actually, there is the approving authority, but the approving authority will approve based on the recommendations of the experts,
Yes,
the police and all sort of things. So this sort of process is already there. But sometimes new people, organizers, they may not know it, but it's a good time for MAF and the Sports Commission to work out the process. The other thing I feel is that you can say international competition or national. I think one of the important factors is the number of participants. It can be a school event, but you have 10,000 or 20,000 people. It's a dangerous event, a difficult event. So one of the major criteria is how many competitors are going to take part and what standard are they. If they're all going to walk like stairs, it may take 10 hours. So this is something which the MAF should look into. The number of participants and the standard of the runners. These two are very important. And of course the route.
As I mentioned, that we are prepared to work with the event manager or anybody who are doing any kind of fun run. We are prepared to work. We are not there to go and take away what they are earning. But at the end of the day, they also must be fair to the athlete and fair to all this by not bringing bad name to us. That's all. Rather than that, it's okay. Any last question before we go for a tea?
Just now you mentioned only half and full marathon. Just now you mentioned only half and full marathon need to approach state AA or either MAF or SC to get the.
No. MAF.
Any run.
MAF.
Any run.
How about ultra?
Huh?
Ultra.
Ultra run is
Ultra marathon.
Yeah, ultra marathon.
Also, it's a run one.
It's already in the
The
run.
procedure must be the same.
So MAF.
Yes.
But there's one difference, the hash run. Because every week or one or two.
Okay, kalau tak ada apa, okay, thank you very much. Go down to kita punya coffee house, just order drink je. Lepas itu kita akan settlekan, okay? So jangan lupa the slip that given, please hand over to the girl. Tolong because Aiman baru jaga the system for lari.